Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2025, the 103rd graduation ceremony at Bronxville High School. Please rise for our national anthem. Be seated. Good evening, everyone. I'm Maria Laverso, the very proud principal of Bronxville High School. Graduates, you've had to deal with many challenges since you began your education. I can tell you that a pandemic and the rise of artificial intelligence were not on my bingo card when you were in kindergarten. And yet, we need to acknowledge that these challenges have changed the way we learn and grow. And while reflecting on all this, I actually consulted ChatGPT about what I should say today. And it said, follow your dreams was the most common piece of advice given to graduates. An algorithm can never truly know what that means. It's physically impossible to follow one's dreams. Dreams are invisible. So my hope for you is that you spend your life making things that are invisible become visible, whether that means you are creating, inventing, discovering, helping others, raising a family, or anything your human imagination can dream up. I hope that you build a beautiful life for yourself, one where you could look back and say that you made your dreams become reality. Class of 2025, you will always make Bronxville proud. Thank you for welcoming me here my first year as principal. I will always remember you, and I wish you all the best in what lies ahead. Go Broncos! At this time, we will hear from a student elected to serve as your senior class president, Evelyn Henningsen.
Good evening, everyone. It is truly so exciting to be standing here today, surrounded by all the people with whom I have grown up. We never could have predicted our next steps, but somehow they feel exactly right. I want to take a moment to thank the parents, siblings, family, and friends who have tirelessly supported us in getting here today. To the teachers, administrators, and staff, we offer our gratitude for your endless dedication, guidance, and patience. To the class of 2025, I am so grateful for the laughter, the antics, and the memories. Thank you all. When we were in elementary school, kindness came with a B3 sticker, a little badge with a cartoon Bronco that stood for being respectful, responsible, and safe. Earn enough of them, and you might be awarded the highest honor, a B3 card. Somewhere along the way, though, kindness stopped being rewarded, and it started to be a choice. I remember sitting on my orange spot on the rainbow rug, listening to my teacher read the book, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? The story introduced the idea that everyone carries an invisible bucket that fills when others are kind to us or when we are kind to others, and empties when someone is unkind. Striving to fill that proverbial bucket hovering over my head, I understood that kindness was a noble aspiration. At the time, to be kind felt easy. It meant holding the door for someone when their hands were full, or inviting someone who was sitting alone on the buddy bench to play with you. Selfishly, I only thought of the B3 sticker or the elusive B3 card I could one day earn. My friends and I would even have competitions to see how many stickers we could amass. For the record, I racked up 63 that year. So when did kindness stop being rewarded? As we got older, we all began to learn that kindness wasn't as easy as making sure a teacher saw you give someone a pencil when they didn't have one. Making yourself vulnerable was no longer seen as heroic, and there was no sticker with which to decorate your notebook. Inviting someone who seemed isolated to hang out with you was no longer rewarded. In fact, it was sometimes scrutinized. Why are you hanging out with them? Many of us viewed compassion as weakness, and kindness took a back seat to social survival. When high school finally arrived, with it came increased pressure, competition, and expectations, and fewer tangible rewards. This combination filled us with excitement and anxiety. You might expect kindness to take a back seat during this time, but surprisingly, that is when it began to resurface. Kindness became an undervalued necessity. The grand gestures and B3 acquisition maneuvers were replaced with a knowing smile in the hallway, a passing joke about an upcoming test, or a simple compliment in the Learning Commons on a Tuesday afternoon. Why did kindness resurface when competition reached its peak? It's because kindness is how we find success, even when we fail. I walked into my AP chemistry class sophomore year completely unprepared and felt distraught. After the first lesson, I sat frozen at my desk, convinced I would never be able to keep up. Panicking, I told Miss Kim, now Miss Boussiere, that I was going to drop the class. Instead of letting me give in to my doubt, she met me with calm, steady kindness. She told me that she believed in me and that I was capable. That simple interaction changed something in me. After all, Miss Kim did not yet know me. Her belief in me, however, was palpable. She could have let me drop the class. It would have been easier for her. Little did she know, I would spend the next 2 semesters eagerly interrupting her daily Wordle at 7:45 a.m. with endless questions about stoichiometry. More important than the success I found in chemistry that year was the kindness I found amongst other AP Chem survivors. I now think of that class as one of my favorites, not because of the thrill of acid-based titrations, but because of the inside jokes that will never get old. That is the ripple effect of one person's kindness. Just like our teachers, our families worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make our high school experience the best it could be. Team moms and dads volunteering their time to drive us when we didn't have buses, to purchase and deliver little bites and bagels for our stress relief events, and to sit outside in the rain at 7 a.m. to make sure we had breakfast before the start of our senior week activities. This year, girls soccer went to states while boys lacrosse won their section. The student-run production of 12 Angry Men was met with thundering applause, and we conquered our fear of heights at Boundless Adventures. We fostered National Merit Scholars, locally honored entrepreneurs, and a Metro Award nominee. The kindness of our selfless team and class parents, teachers and coaches, and their quiet generosity created a community that has allowed us to succeed. That is the ripple effect of our community's kindness. Now it is our turn to make kindness the legacy we leave behind. Before we post on Instagram or TikTok, before we hide behind a burner account, before we comment, before we speak, we have the opportunity to pause. The opportunity to choose empathy, to notice who's being left out, to invite someone in. Kindness isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It builds trust, opens doors, and brings people together in a way competition or criticism never can. On social media and in the real world, when someone's worst moments are publicized for all to see, we can shift from, "Thank goodness that's not me," to "I won't let that be you either." Not for a reward, but because, as the saying goes, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. We, the class of 2025, have the power to extend kindness to those experiencing their most vulnerable moments. After all, to be human is normal. Acting kindly ensures we all succeed. Our power lies in our potential to put our efforts in filling our kindness buckets anew. As you start down whatever path you will ultimately walk, make sure your kindness reaches the battles no one else sees. Even the smallest ripples can leave the largest impact. That's not softness, that's courage. the kind it takes to stay human in a world that too often forgets how. To the class of 2025, congratulations.
Now we will hear from the President of the Student Faculty Legislature, Matthew McSherry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew McSherry. I'm the SFL president. I would quickly like to thank everyone who helped us get to this point. Thanks to Dr. Laverso and Mr. Baglica and all of our teachers for the continued guidance. To the class moms, volunteers, and ground crew who helped make today special. And of course, a huge thanks to the parents out here for their love and support as we have grown up. The students in this class are students of varied talents. While thinking about what to write for this speech, many ideas about what I wanted to talk about filled my head. Should I speak to their kindness, or to our growth, or to our successes? Ultimately, I decided to speak about the uniqueness of each student. Most people outside of Bronxville become very dismissive of individuals at our school. They say that we all act the same, wear the same clothes, and do the same things. The idea that everyone in Bronxville is the same is something I completely disagree with. If you are only looking at the surface level of our school, of our grade, maybe you could get that wrong impression. One aspect of our class that has impressed me over these past 13 years is the individualism that our class has. You walk through the hallways and see an amazing mix of people. You see students working hard in academics, sports, and arts. Those, of course, are things you see in any school. What amazes me is the mix of those archetypes. We have aspiring scientists who are actors and talented athletes that are accomplished musicians. The ability for us to be able to do that is amazing. We are working incredibly hard to become great at multiple talents, becoming well-rounded individuals. One thing that reminded me of this idea was something I did during football season. During the season, if we had a game on Saturday, I wouldn't do anything on Friday night. I wouldn't hang out with my friends or stay up late. One thing I did do was watch YouTube videos. On my TV, I would search up videos of famous football coaches, either post-game interviews or coaches talking to their team. The ones I liked the most, I would spam links to our football team's group chat, sending them over and over again, and then quoting them the next day. Of those videos, my favorites to watch were those of Nick Saban, the former Alabama head coach. So one night, I'm going through YouTube, and I see a video titled, Nick Saban on Being the Best You Can Be. All right, well, this should solve all of our team's problems. These videos, for the most part, are not reinventing the wheel. Most of them center around working hard and acting right. So when the title is Being the Best You Can Be, I expected more of the same. However, this video brought up something that I wish to share with you all today. Coach Saban starts the talk, and about halfway through, he mentions that he got part of his next idea from a speech from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. All right, so I'm sitting on my couch. I stopped the video, brought my phone out, and searched up Dr. King's speech. The speech was entitled, What is Your Life's Blueprint? He delivered the speech on October 26, 1967, to a middle school in Philadelphia. The speech stuck out to me so profoundly because of the ending. He ends the speech with my favorite part of the whole speech. If it fails your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine at the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley. Be the best little shrub on that side of the hill. This speech really stuck out to me when I first read it. It's not another oorah speech where everyone is going to be the same. It highlights a real human condition, the idea that we are all unique, we are all equal, we just excel in different areas. So when I first started thinking about writing this speech, Dr. King's speech popped straight into my head. He wrote what I was thinking in a much more skillful and poetic manner. However, there are some points I would like to make very clear. Many of us after graduation and moving through life will not follow the same path. I think we will all end up in a successful place and be fulfilled in life. I believe those varying paths are a good thing. It means that the people we have become inside the school will not be drowned out by the real world. It means that at the end of the day, no matter how much the world can try and change you, you will be true to yourselves. Continue to be individualistic, to work at what you are passionate about, and become well-developed people. Growing up with you all, I know that in the future you will continue to push yourselves. Because of this, I know that whatever field the Bronxville Schools graduating class of 2025 decides to venture into, I know that you will work and strive to be the best at it. Be the best street sweeper you can be. Thank you.
We are honored to welcome our guest speaker, who is a 2009 graduate of Bronxville High School. He went on to Princeton University, graduated with a degree in economics in 2013, and joined Teach for America in Massachusetts, where he earned a master's in education at Boston University. He was a 2015 winner of the Biogen Idea Award for Excellence in STEM Teaching, a 2017 Stanford University Hollyhock Fellow, served as the Math Department Chair at Uncommon Charter Schools in Brooklyn, and currently teaches AP Calculus BC, AP Statistics, and Algebra 2 at Horace Greeley High School in Chappaqua. He is also working towards his school building leader and school district leader degree at CUNY Hunter. Please welcome Chris Palermo.
Friends, families, teachers, administrators, and graduates of the Bronxville High School class of 2025, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here today. I grew up just around the corner in the row of townhouses on Garden Avenue, close enough to see the school from my bedroom window. So it is very much a full circle moment to be here with you today. My parents still live in that townhouse, and I'm pretty sure my dad has walked over to every graduation for the past 20 years. So I'm excited to see where he ranks me as a guest speaker, though I know he's still holding out hope that next year they get Roger Goodell. When I was asked to speak tonight, I was genuinely surprised. It feels like just yesterday I was sitting where you are now. I'm not the parent of a graduate, and I'm not some local titan of industry, but I am someone who wore one of those white tux jackets, and there are a couple of lessons I've learned since then that I wish I heard at my own graduation. And don't worry, I promise to keep it brief. As one of 4 siblings who went to Bronxville, I've sat through my fair share of long ceremonies, and I know I'm one of the things standing between you and your diplomas, so I'll be out of here in a crisp 7 minutes. Between now and then, I want to leave you with 3 lessons I've learned, 1 from your past, 1 from your present, and 1 from your future. First, your past. Whether you've been in Bronxville for 1 year or 13 years, you've had the privilege of attending one of the best schools in the country. That might be something you've taken for granted over the years, but it provides a real foundation for where you go from here. Here's what that foundation meant to me. In Ms. Hartmere and Mr. Doyle's advisory, I found acceptance as a new 6th grader to the district. In Ms. Simpson's chorus class, I found my voice. In Ms. Orsenego's history class, I learned how to truly write. In Ms. Meyer's environmental science and biology classes, I learned the power of hard work and preparation. On Mr. Vaglica's baseball team, I learned the value of teamwork. In Ms. Cabrera's statistics class, I learned how to support my reasoning with evidence and how to recognize bias in the real world. And in Mr. Ruiz's calculus class, I first thought I might want to be a teacher. Notice something. None of these lessons were objectives taught in one class period. They're about skills, about character, about who you're becoming. These lessons, whether in the classroom, on the stage, or on the field, are not separate from your future. They form the foundation of your future. So let's give a hand to the teachers who helped you get there today. That foundation has brought you to this moment, and there's wisdom in how we experience moments like this, which brings me to the second lesson, your present. The late Pete Carrill, legendary coach of the Princeton men's basketball team, once said, "The most important thing to do is what you're doing while you are doing it." So tonight, be here. Really be here. Take it in. Be present. Life gives you only a few moments like this. Your college graduation, your wedding day, the birth of your kids. This is one of those moments. Take a deep breath. Look around. Take a mental snapshot. This goes for the family members in the audience too. 16 years ago, we had graduation in the old auditorium, and I still remember my Uncle Pete yelling, "Palermo," from the balcony as I walked across the stage. It's a core memory I still carry with me to this day. So when you hear your graduate's name tonight, don't just sit politely and clap, go all out. This is a celebration of all that hard work and determination over the past 4 years. Get up out of your seat and really let them hear you. That being said, don't be the person with the air horn. There's one every year, and you'll instantly lose the goodwill of everyone seated around you, so don't be that guy. Lastly, your future. For 4 years now, if not more, your sights have been set on today, and now it's here. Some of you may know exactly what you want to do next. Some of you have no idea. That's okay. When I sat where you are, I thought I was going to be a biology major. Then I shifted my interest to psychology, then history, then English for a minute before I fell in love with economics. All the while, I spent the summers after my freshman and sophomore years coming back to Bronxville to teach SAT and ACT summer classes to students in the area. I enjoyed it, and it made me think more seriously about the idea of becoming a teacher. Just to be sure, I tried out a finance internship in the city the summer after my junior year. I learned a lot and could see the value in my work there, but I figured that option would always be there if teaching didn't work out. I could have gone down that road, but I took a chance on myself and chose teaching, and I'm so thankful I did. Those first years of teaching were especially hard. I remember thinking, how did my teachers at Bronxville do this so well? But over time, I got better, and with that improvement, I saw the impact, and I was hooked. It wasn't that I found something that was easy. It wasn't then, and it isn't now. It was that I found something that was challenging, fulfilling, and allowed me to play some role in making the world a better place. I found a passion that keeps me coming back to the classroom year after year, doing my best to improve, and I hope you find something where you can do the same. You will never have more opportunities for what you choose to do with your life than what you do with them now. That is incredibly exciting, but it's also an immense responsibility. I found my passion by walking through some doors and having the courage to close others. That's the hard part. But no one else can make those choices for you, and no one else will have to live with the consequences either. So make them with care. Make them with purpose. Be open to courses in content areas you aren't thinking about today. Think about the impact you want to have on the world. Consider what you want to accomplish in this one life you get to live. Trust that even if finding this passion takes time, you will find your way, especially given the foundation you've built here leading up to today. All along the way, I hope you find joy, not just in your work, but in quiet mornings, inside jokes, deep friendships, and the things that make life meaningful beyond your resume. For me, that has been my family. After living in Massachusetts and Brooklyn, my wife and I bought a house just 15 minutes from here, where we're now raising our 4-year-old daughter and 7-month-old son. And yes, every Sunday we still come back to Bronxville for bagels from Park Place and coffee from Slave to the Grind. Over the next 4 years and far beyond, you'll leave home and become who you're meant to be. But the friendships formed within these walls will stay with you. The group you danced with at prom may be the same group dancing at your wedding. The Broncos baseball group text might evolve into the Broncos babies group text. Years from now, when you're sitting in that same booth at Pete's where you shared countless laughs as teenagers, you'll be reconnecting over college breaks, and someday watching your own kids share a meal in that very same spot. As you step into everything that lies ahead, you'll find that the friendships, memories, and values you built here aren't just part of your past. They're the compass that will guide you forward. So, class of 2025, wherever you go next, carry that foundation with you, live fully in each moment, and step into your future with courage and purpose. Congratulations, graduates, and go Broncos!
A tradition at graduation is to honor those members of the class who have distinguished themselves by excelling in various areas of academics and the fine and performing arts. To begin, the Bronxville Teachers Association presents a scholarship to a student who has demonstrated an enthusiasm for lifelong learning, a willingness to help others, a positive attitude, and an interest in entering the field of education. Applicants wrote an essay entitled "Why Teach?" The class of 2025 recipient of the Why Teach Award is Quinn Benedict. The following students have been recognized by the faculty for their achievement in particular subject areas. Please come forward to receive your award. In the area of fine and performing arts, the Gwynn Awards are presented in memory of Ralph Gwynn, a Bronxville school board member who had a strong commitment to student participation in the arts. For excellence in instrumental music for orchestra, Aidan Giggenworth. For excellence in instrumental music for band, Leah Nacy. For excellence in vocal music, Isabel Haller. For excellence in fine arts, Manuel Rivera. For excellence in drama, Isadora Schmidt. For excellence in English, John Toll. For excellence in mathematics, Casper Smith. For excellence in social studies, Amy Villanueva. For excellence in science, Dimitri Hangis. For excellence in Spanish, Maria Josai. The Frank D. Little Award for excellence in French goes to Matthew Presant. For excellence in Latin, Bridget Clark. For overall academic excellence, Robert Brown. And finally, this year we have one student who will receive the David Quattrone Award for Engaged Citizenship, named in honor of our former superintendent. That student is Liberty Wilson. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who has been a part of making this year successful. Thank you to the Bronxville Board of Education and our superintendent, Dr. Kelly. Thank you to Mr. Viglica, Mr. Haven, Mr. Kind, and to our dedicated faculty who have spent countless hours preparing for a wonderful year. Thank you to our senior class advisor, Ms. Alyssa Diaguardi, and Denise Flood for her work on Senior Week. I'd also like to thank your senior class chairs this year, Michelle McBride, Carrie Long, Mary Prusi, and Megan McSherry, who, among many things this year, organized a wonderful Senior Week. Thank you to the Bronxville PTA. Yes, do that. I'd also like to thank the Bronxville PTA for all of your support throughout the year. Also, a special thank you to Carly Patterson, Leah Gravier, Mary Prusi, and Michelle McBride for all of the individuals who helped make today's graduation possible. Thank you very much. They even managed to scare away the rain. I'd like to also take a moment to acknowledge the faculty who are retiring. Janice Allers, 14 years of service. Diane Murphy, 35 years of service. Dean Tartarian, 29 years of service. And Jean Windles, 19 years of service. Now, Dr. Kelly, I am pleased to have you certify the graduation class of 2025.
It is my pleasure to certify to the Board of Education that all members of the class of 2025 have met the requirements of New York State and Bronxville High School and are ready to receive their diplomas. I would like to ask our high school principal, Dr. Ray Laverso, to come forward and read the roll of graduates.
Row 1, please stand. Francis G. Arrighi. Fiona Pierce Barr. Quinn Estelle Benedict. Garen Westerby Benton. Claire Andrea Berkeley. Charlotte Amelia Black. Madeline Claire Brandis. Jillian Kathleen Byrne. Bridget Lynn Clark. Ariana Anastasia Cutler. Dakota Delicoli. Nora Adib. Kaylee Piper Fino. Catalina Gallipoli. Morea Josai. Charlotte Elena Galimbu. Isabel Cricket Hegel Holler. Linnea Henschel. Chloe Sarah Holub. Emma Grace Mary Holbert. Sophia Ikiri. Alessa Renee Johnson. Scarlett Augusta Kane. Evelyn Lily Henningsen. Row 1, please be seated. Row 2, please stand. Fiona Kathleen Kiveni. Elisa Marie Kovacane. Caleroy Ellie Lattis. Kiran Madhavan. Ellie Mackenzie Mayorino. Megan Ashanti Matias. Liv Catherine McGinley. Campbell Quinn Malloy. Lucy Morris. Leah Nacy. Amelia Ross Orth. Alira Balidamaj Punter. Josephine Marie Ann Cuyetti. Elizabeth McCann Kelly Ruhanen. Zoe Kamina Sandilia. Gracie Greer Scagnelli. Isadora Scott Schmidt. Annie Seven. Lucy Davison Seven. Mia Sunquist. Natalia Maria Thiessen Rodriguez. Brooke Thompson. Juliette Bianca Troy. Charlotte Hamilton Van Ness. Row 2, please be seated. Row 3, please stand. Ian R.B. Ucharji. Rowan Anderson. Liam John Andrews. Henry Soper Bazinet. Samuel Allen Becker. Jesse Taylor Batia. Amy Rose Villanueva. Sophia Vitanza. Eason Amelia Tangard Washburn. Madeline Lane Williams. Carter James Boyle. Madeline Lane Williams. Liberty May Mingling Wilson. Juliet Shizuko Winecki. Stella James Woolery. Zareen Yakubi. Hawen John. Jackie Shuta. Robert Harrison Brown. Kane Christian. Jeffrey Rocco Colangelo. Matthew Francis Curran. Alexander Eric Dallendorfer. Pareg Finbar Demar. Matthew John McSherry. Declan McGrath Denning. Fabio Doda. Conrad Ingersoll Dubé. Damian Engenero. Henry Cretan Fragone. Harrison Miles Gallo. Jack William Gangemi. Aiden David Gegenworth. Gabriel Alexander Gilmer. Wyatt Joseph Jude Gravier. William Baker Greenfield. James Joseph Holly. Dimitri C. Hangis. Thomas Quinn Henningsen. Alessio Gila. James C. Hilbert. Sean R. Jaquette. Miles Winston Jernigan. Marcus Junn. Bruno Karaman. Daniel Joseph Kelty. Jack Ryan Kennedy. Row 4, please be seated. Row 5, please stand. Michael U. Knox. Konstantinos Kaloutsos. Skylar Lau. Mason Lowe. Zachary Thomas Luongo. Excuse me, Zachary Thomas Loader. I'm sorry about that. James Thomas Luongo. Pierce Lee Martin. William Bates Matson. Kieran Paul McBride. Tomas Mercado. Rowan Timothy Merluccio. Simon Cole Mueller. Alexander Francis Napolitano. John Fitzpatrick O'Hara. Davis Samuel Patterson. Cooper James Perlman. Federico Pirelli. Matthew Lewis Precinct. John Coughlin Prusy. Isa Rana. Row 5, please be seated. Row 6, please stand. Manuel R. Rivera IV. Dante Kareem Robles. Stefano McGovern Rulli. Kieran Sen. Danilo Isami Sharoma. Gavin Henry Smart. Casper Janney Smith. Eric Jean Pelage. William Hughes Sousa. Taylor Ryan Sunquist. John Andrew Toll. Henry Ambrose Vale. Willem John Kelly Van Eck. Austin Nathaniel Wagoner. Matthew Mikhail Walsh. Gamanu Wathana. Please be seated. Congratulations to the class of 2025. This concludes the 103rd graduation ceremony of the Bronxville School. There is a reception on the front lawn at the conclusion of the ceremony. Thank you and have a good evening.